Hello YouTube, today we'll be trying out some Maldolche combos. The dollhouse slash bakery residents and set the deck happen to have an interesting one card combo that can be accessed with 4 starters, 3 of which can be used for getting the star, in the other star out to facilitate it. And for this combo you can end on an interesting board or that can either be used to OTK your opponent or if you set up one negation and some protection and to last until the 3rd turn. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get started. Alright. The primary play star is Maldolche Petting Sasseur, a card that, when summoned, allows you to bring out say, a pudding cess as a level 4 monster. It can also summon other Maldolche monsters to reduce their levels, but pudding cess will be. But you pairing the sisters together is the best route to take. Because she is a Maldolche, she can be searched for the other 3 stars. For in this case, we'll be going with Maldolche. Now this is a 1-card combo. First, we normal summon Maldolche, add the pudding cess to hand, use her effect to special summon her since there are no monsters in grave, and then we use pudding cess's own effect to summon pudding cess's own effect. To bring out Maldolche pudding cess. For this method, we already have 3 level 4 monsters. Something to keep in mind for later because our deck is somewhat rank 4 focus, even though there are level 3s in this using the archetype. Now then, we need pudding cess as a material, so we overlay her and Maldolche in this case to summon Maldolche Teacher Glass Souffle. Hey. If you're going second, and tiramisu is also an option. Now then, we use Glass Souffle's own effect to detach the Maldolche because we still need pudding cess as an overlay unit. For this, you can insert in our pudding cess herself or Glass Souffle herself for this effect. It just offers some protection, but we're just using it as a way to get monsters in the grave. Now that that's done, we can now summon. Now we can bring out pudding cess chocolate hour mode. Pudding cess chocolate hour mode's effects are more extenders than boss fight despite her relatively high stat line. Her first effect, which is a once per turn, lets you shuffle a Maldolche monster in the graveyard to the deck. Her second effect, which procs upon monsters going to the deck that way, it lets you special summon a monster from the deck. By detaching an overweight unit, as well as one of said overweight units is pudding cess. So, for example, we can shuffle Maldolche back to the deck, and use her second effect to bring out Maldolche Angeli. By detaching the Glass Souffle attached. This means that she is one of the few ways Maldolche can pull cards straight from the deck, effectively speaking, and it's pretty interesting, more or less. Now then, we're going to tribute the Angeli to summon out a different Maldolche monster, a level 3 one, and that goes on, namely Hoot Cake. Hoot Cake is a strange card because, as Maldolche in general are adverse to having monsters in the graveyard. But there are loopholes, to the point where their common effect shuffles into the deck, under most common circumstances. The uncommon circumstances, including being detached as Xyz material, serve as loopholes to this end. Angeli's own effect also sends her to the graveyard directly. Now then, all things considered, this is an interesting gimmick, more or less. Yes. Hoot Cake has an interesting effect that lets you banish a Maldolche monster in the graveyard, or any monster for that matter, to special summon a Maldolche monster from the deck, which we're going to be using by banishing Glass of Flame. This means we can search out of any Maldolche monster. For our purposes, though, this monster will be Messengelato. Messengelato has an effect that when special summoned while there's a beast monster on the field, you can search a Maldolche card. Alright. In which case, we're probably going to be searching Chateau. Chateau is their field spell, and it lets them do interesting, and it lets them get a small attack boost, and it also shuffles monsters back to the deck when it's activated. We activate this, shuffle Angelic back, hack and then use Pudding Cest's effect again, detaching Pudding Cest as to summon another monster. Now then, the thing about Messengelato is that his own effect is not. It doesn't seem to be a once per turn. So we can summon him again, and then search out another Maldolche card. Alright, let's try Ticket. Overall, now you have 5 monsters on the board, or including 2 level 3s, you could probably try some interesting in plays with this. We have to beat the Ticket, because I think that's going to come up later. Okay, now let's see. We could then overlay our 2 level 4 monsters to make another Glass Souffle. And interestingly enough, she has an effect that if Maldolche monsters are sent into the graveyard while she's on board, you can shuffle monsters from the graveyards back into the decks, and it can work on both graveyards. So let's send Chocolate Out mode and Hoot Cake to the graveyard to bring out fresh Maldolche fresh to start. Now we can shuffle Hoot Cake and Pudding Cest our mode. Hold into the decks. Next, we can also do that with Pudding Cest. It's the best way. Though I think in practice, you're probably gonna want to start pointing to both monsters, and you probably want to summon the monster you're playing using the first Glass of Play effect on defense. And looking at Ticket, if a Maldolche card is returned to the side of the field or graveyard by a card effect to the hand or deck, you can add a Maldolche monster, or if you control a fairy, which in this case we control free up, you can special summon in one and from the deck to the hand instead. So let's see what how counts. We could probably just add. We're probably going to just add Pudding Cest here to the hand for use in later plays. One thing I forgot. I mean, I could probably have done this combo a little better, but again, I'm still kind of new to, among other things, test hands and recording, combos and recording in general, more or less. So, yeah. with all that said, Ed, this is probably a decent first attempt, and all things considered. Here, let's try something. Now let's try something a bit more different. An unusual tech pick I'm going with is Mewtwo. Mewtwo is a level 3 beast monster that lets you summon a Maldolche monster from the hand when normal summoned. Much like Princess herself, this little kitty can bring out 2 monsters for the price of 1. But unlike Princess, you lose more hand advantage, and your normal summon, obviously. Let's see what happens when we combine the 2. We normal summon Mewtwo, use her effect to summon Messengelato, and use his effect to search out, for example, let's say, a ticket. So far, so good, right? Now then, no monsters. Now then, there are no monsters in grave, so our young princess can take the stage by herself and then search out her older sister, or another Maldolche monster. But again, and for our purposes, we're going with Puddingcess. If I can find her, that is. There she is. The cool thing about Mewtwo is that being a beast, he can help proc Messenger's effect. And the other heck. With this, we have 3 level 4 monsters and a level 3 monster. So, now, monster. We also have Ticket, which is definitely gonna come up this time. To recap, we now have 3 level 4 monsters and a level 3 Mewtwo. We can overweight them into a rank 4 monster. For this, I'm going with Queen Tiara Misu. Though in this case, these chances are some of your plays will be negated by then. Yeah. Then I'm gonna link these 2 off to special summon and Sistart onto the board, pointing to Tiara Misu. Now, Tiara Misu's effect lets you shuffle Maldolche monsters in your graveyard and then your opponent's monsters both to their respective decks. So let's detach Puddingcess, because like the last game time, we're going to need Puddingcess herself, and then shuffle these 2 to the deck. Heck. In the process, we would have shuffled up to two of our opponent's monsters as well. Which is something most decks don't know how to handle. Now, with that done, Ticket can then activate, which we're gonna bring out our Angeli for this express purpose. Now we can then rank up Tiramisu into Princess Chocolate Hour mode, and then use her effect to shuffle up a Mewtwo, which will then proc her other effect, but had to bring out another monster. Now then, monster, and also add we can add a monster to our hand now then, and we get in let's summon Messengelato through. No, maybe not Messengelato. Let's summon and Hoot Cake instead. That way. Okay. Hey, so now we got Sistart, Chocolate Hour mode, Angeli, and Hoot Cake. Now we can then use Hoot Cake to banish Tiramisu, and then summon and bring out our Messengelato. That gives us a second in level 4, and in this case, Maldolche so on. And, because we didn't shuffle monsters to the deck, like this time, Chocolate Hour mode still still has Vanilla Princess attached. So, we can now activate Salon, and which gives us an additional normal summon. Since we have a normal summon, and again we can use it on Imagine, and through her effect search another monster. In this case, we're probably going to search Petting Sasor again, and for some swarming recovery next turn, in case the opponent does and breaks the resulting board or survives. We haven't used Angeli's effect yet, so there's no better time than now. Because we tribute her to search a monster from the deck, and the best heck. In this case, we're going to be bringing back a Messenger Auto we shuffle back to the deck. Because of this, and because we have Hoot Kick on the field, we can then add Chateau to our hand. Overall, and now then, let's overlay these two into another tiramisu. Now we can detach a material from tiramisu to shuffle the two of them and back into the deck, if I recall correctly. This will get rid of a total of 4 opponents' monsters. And of course, this allows us to shuffle, and this allows us to detach Princess as from Chocolate Hour mode to search another monster. Let's say a croissant. Hunt. Now I'm pretty sure. Let me see. So Salon wants to search one spell and trap card if Maldolche monsters were set and return to the deck or hand. And for this trap card, it could be Maldolche Palooza, it could be Promenade, it could be Lesson, but you know what card we're going to set, right? Right, of course you do. Croissant is a bit of another weird pick, mainly to pair with Mewfil. His effect is simple. You can target a face of Maldolche card you control. Accept the card and return it to the hand. Increase the level by 1 and attack by 300. So it's a pretty weird card, but it does allow us to bounce, say, Hook Kick to the hand and keep it in handy for next turn, maybe. Now let's at the beach. Now then, let's summon Princess Chocolate Hour mode. You can't and use her. Now we have two options. We can use Chocolate Hour mode's effect to shuffle Princess Vanilla back. We won't get any summons that way, but it would help. Except for Ticket, and we have it, or we can use Chateau. To do that. Either way, we can still search a monster for Ticket. Now let's try the Chateau option and see what we can get. Another Messenger Auto. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Now let's see what we can search. We could search a second promenade to keep in hand for next turn. But I think I'm gonna go with lesson. Lesson. I kind of hope I didn't make any misplays over the course of editing this video. It's not, this type of content is not something I'm used to, even though I'm trying to get it on a somewhat regular basis. It's, especially considering most of my videos, by this point, are Arknights related. Now then, we then set lesson. Now, we have 3 monsters left, so we have Chateau on the field, so let's try overrunning them. So, let's see, let's see. Croissant's effect doesn't seem to have an expiry date, so this is probably way over, and this is probably way over lethal. I mean, you got 2 3,000 attack beast sticks. Makes a monster mixed with Chateau's effect. And plus this card, which gets to 2,000 Croissant, which for its own effect, and as well gets to around 2,300. And Messengerado, which gets to 2,100, which can match Cyber Dragon, and Mageline can get to 1,900, which is still decent. Plus, you have Lesson as bait. As bait, you also have Promenade as an Omni Gate, and I think it's pretty overall pretty decent for trying to win the game. Plus, in case things go south, you also have Predecessor and Hoot Cake in your hand. And so this is pretty interesting. More or less. Yes. Alright. Hey, now that we got some combos done, assuming I hadn't made any major missteps, let's see how well they can fare in practice with a test hand. We got Salon, Hoot Cake, Mageline, Fuel, and Chalice. Yes. And okay. This seems like something that can be worked with. Okay, first we activate Salon so that we have 2 normal summons, because oh boy, we're gonna need both early. We then summon Mewtwo, which brings us as our Hoot Cake, and then we use Salon's effect on Mageline. This lets us search out our Predecessor, or because for this we have Chain Maldolche doesn't have an archetype ranked free. The beasts certainly need them. Only Hoot Cake is the meta card of the bunch. And Mewtwo and Croissant are weird tech picks. But yeah, no cards in the grave, so summon the kid, summon and summon her older sister. Let's see. Okay. The very top card. On a side note, Princess herself becomes an 1800 attack beatstick if there are no monsters in the graveyard. Heart. Hope so, pretty much. 3 level 4s, 2 level 3s. He's so we know what we're planning on doing. Let's bring out our glass souffle. Detach Mageline, make Hoot Cake weak and vulnerable to monster effects. Then bring out chocolate hour mode. With Solana, we can set a Maldolche card, a spell from the deck. Heck, when we activate a buff for chocolate effects. So shuffle the Maldolche back, detach glass souffle. And search out Messengelato. Oh, basically because now we can search 2 spells. We'll set the promenade and 8 for later, and then add chateau. No, ticket will probably be the better pick. Now that gives us 2 cards in hand, and another hand. Another option would obviously be. Now there is another card you can summon instead, that being Trap Shirts of Phlesia. You use the extension, but gain access to Gravedigger's Drop Hover if your opponent tries to Nibiru you. We have to beat the ticket, Natch string out, which putting says here. Now, we have two level 4s on board, so we can summon out another glass souffle. Let's try that. I'm pretty sure. And is her first effect once per turn? Okay, it's not a hard once per turn, so you can make Mewtwo or chocolate, or even herself immune to monster effects as well. We already used both the Swan's effects, so that card's done for the turn. Now then, we can send. Let's see. I mean, seems like the only thing left to do is to send Meeple and Hootcake. Oh wait, hey, that's right. Did we use Hootcake's effect? No, I don't think we did not. Now, so let's banish the glass souffle. And bring out. Let's see. Oh yes, the Messengelato. We probably shuffled back. Now let's just add. Now also lets us add Chateau. Because Hootcake and Mewtwo are still in play, fulfilling his condition. It should for this courageous courier to bring the spells to bring the chateau into our caress. Courageous courier to carry the chateau into our caress. Yeah, that's pretty decent alliteration. Now, I think glass souffle is a soft once per turn, a good thing too, because we're going to need to use it. Bring Penny's Possessor out, make chocolate, hit immune to monster. That's the one with Hex and Hex activate Chateau, shuffle Princess back, ticket would proc if we had ticket procs, but we have the monster zones clogged, so let's search out Madeline for later. Here. If we had if we had the zones, we could also use chocolate's effect, and as well, we can make now, 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 now. In fact, if we made a sister heart, before we played Chateau, we could probably have room for both zones. But, but oh well. No, just, I was just Chocolate's immune to monster effects. He still got, actually have some pretty decent attack monsters to be over, and Omni negate, and Majoring for recovery. Plus you can set Forbidden Chalice as what is for an extra negate as well. Definitely could have gone on better, but I'm gonna take this. Yes. Overall, the Maldolche cards are an interesting deck. Again, it's one of the few that seems so close to tier 1, but isn't quite there yet. Always one card away, it seems. Then again, I'm just probably, I'm a casual guy, more of a casual duelist, so it just doesn't even have a side deck. Heck, so what the hell do I know? No. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. I'll see you again next time.